This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you another edition of Keeping Modern Janky. We're keeping it. I mean, we need another land like whoa, but we got this otherworldly gaze. You can see I call this deck Psychedelic Frog Vine, and you can see why right now, right? Um, we are looking to fill our graveyard via Stitcher Supplier and Otherworldly Gaze for a and Psychic Frog for payoffs like Souls of the Lost, free Vengevines, huge Psychic Frog. So I guess we really just want to land in your graveyard. In their grave, but hey, we'll take those into the graveyard for sure, and hopefully we'll just draw a land. We do not. Well, sometimes you just keep a one-lander and die. And we'll probably see 3 lands go to the graveyard here. Alright, so you see some of the synergies, right? White of the Reliquary, just to grow big, Gravecrawler, um, to trigger prized amalgam. We really just want, and then Psychic Frog lets us pitch those things to the graveyard, whether it be Bloodcast, Gravecrawlers, prized amalgam, pitch it to grow it out of, any sort of damage range. Okay, we're playing Hammer Time, it looks like. Well, we have the Fatal Push. We still really want to draw a land here, though. And we do not. What do we do? What do we do? Well, we pass through our combat, or our first main phase, apparently. I guess we will just go ahead and swing in with that guy. And then we'll, since I accidentally clicked on something, we'll Fatal Push that. We'd rather be able to keep the Stitcher Supply around long enough to get a Gravecrawler back. Still missing that land. Okay, so as I'm trying to navigate this one-lander. Yeah, you can see this strategy. Pitching things with Psychic Frog to grow it, to then get those things back from the graveyard. Sub-theme or second strategy, Souls of the Lost and Rite of the Reliquary just get really big based on the creatures in our graveyard. See what our opponent follows it up with. Cranial Plating. Esper Citadel. Okay. We would still just like to draw a land off the top. Naturally draw a land so that we can, there we go, get the party started with the Bloodgasts, the Psychic Frog, and the Vengevine. So do we want to, we're definitely going to play this land untapped. Get some triggers. Yes, we would like to do that. Souls of Lost is a 3/4. Psychic Frog is a 1/2. So I think our best line is Psychic Frog, to be honest. It has the potential to grow. Next turn we can go Stitcher Supplier, Gravecrawler after pitching the Vengevine. So we will probably save this Stitcher Supplier as a blocker. Alright, so much slower start than we would like with a one-lander, but we have so many of our pieces, right? So now we can just discard this Vengevine at end of the turn if we want, discard the Otherworldly Gaze if we want, even discard the Stitcher Supplier, although we may want to hold on to that to trigger Gravecrawler and Vengevine. So hopefully our opponent won't have an answer for the Psychic Frog, but we'll see. Okay, they're going to draw some cards, it looks like. And I like the Psychic Frog Vine name because I bought the psychedelic looking frog version. It was the cheapest one. I don't know why. It's the coolest looking one, but okay. Alright. Playing a tapped land. Eco whipping. Sure. It is a 5-2. What is their next play? Don't kill our frog, please. They're changing their mind. Want to equip it to the Sentinel and swing in probably. Nope. Alright. Alright, let's try to do this right without clicking through the underground mortuary. Not a bad draw. See what we have on top of our library. Ooh, a Vengevine. We will put that into the graveyard for sure. See if we can get any more in there. Now you're seeing just the sweet, sweet power and synergies of this deck. Which, I mean, it's not my invention, obviously. Just a bunch of lands. Oh, another Gravecrawler. You know, this is certainly not my... Vengevine is not my invention. I think Psychic Frog, though, really brings a lot to the table here for power. So this is a 3-4. We'll go ahead and attack with everybody that we can, at least. We can pitch the Souls of the Lost to save the Psychic Frog if we want. It's a lot of damage. I don't even want to add it up. Opponent under a lot of pressure. See if they have a Solitude or some way to interact. And they just take it. Alright. Okay. Oh man. I mean, they're probably thinking we need a sideboard to have a chance against this deck, which is probably fair. Alright, so what are they going to bring in? Rest in Pieces, I imagine. So we'll bring in some of our hate against that, I guess. Could bring in Damping Sphere. Let me see if it's any good against them. Alright, what do we want to take out? Wight or the Reliquary. I mean, it's a powerful card for sure. Gotta take out 6 cards though. We saw we didn't even need, we don't need that with that kind of draw we had there, right? Souls of the Lost. Maybe take out one Otherworldly Gaze. And just maybe sideboard for a piece of hate to answer their hate. Now, played against lots of Vengevine decks, and you're supposed to win game 1 kind of easy peasy. And we're gonna have to mulligan at the no-lander. We have 21 lands. We have Terra Sunder. We have... Yeah, I mean, we're gonna keep... We have ways to interact with what they're doing. Ways to fill the graveyard. A way to maybe dig for our land. We have the Terra Sunder to answer Rest in Peace. We just, again, need that second land. So what do we want to put on the bottom? Fatal Push seems really good. Stitcher Supplier does what we want it to do. Probably this. Bloodgast. Okay, we really need to see a land. Please, deck, give us a land on top. It is a land. We will keep that on top of our library. And we are set up. We have the Psychic Frog off the top. We can pitch Gravecrawler. Get it back after that with Stitcher Supplier. We can Fatal Push one of their threats. See what their follow-up is. I mean, a Rest in Peace now would be fine. I mean, we're not losing anything at least. Spellskite. Okay. Do we just want to get another Surveil land and Fatal Push to Spellskite? Take it a little slower. So we want a blue and black for sure. We need the green. We have the green already. So that's what we'll surveil. Vengevine we will put into the graveyard. Get rid of the Spellskite. Alright, well, I mean, assuming they don't follow up their start with a Rest in Peace, we will get a Vengevine next turn. Urza Saga is good for them. We can also just Terrace under the Urza Saga. I think that's pretty greedy though. We'll see. I think maybe pulling the trigger on a Terrace under against the Urza Saga might just be a little too greedy. Alright. Protection from black and from red. Whenever a quick creature deals damage to a player, destroy up to one target planeswalker and up to one target artifact. Okay. Interesting. Well, do we keep playing it slow? We can go Stitcher Supplier, hope to hit a bunch of Vengevines. Alright, well, let's do it. Let's hope they get lucky and hit some creatures that will come back from the graveyard here. It's just 3 lands. That would be the definition of bad luck. But we will get a hit in at least. Advance our board. Definitely not the whiffing on the three lands is brutal. We could use those lands in our hand, not in our graveyard. We really wanted to hit something like 2 more Vengevines, some prized amalgams. Alright, so we're taking a risk here, right? We're letting them on top with an Urza Saga, and they have a sword. But they can either use their mana to equip this sword or make a construct. I'm not sure we can let them fetch with the Urza Saga though, because they'll probably get something to like a Relic of Progenitus to help fight our graveyard strategy. Although really at this point we have 4 lands and a Fatal Push. And we really would have liked to have drawn some of those lands. Didn't even attack. Another frog. So do we just Terrace under the Urza Saga? It does have life gain. Flying, lifelink. Don't want it to gain life, but we do want to hit him. Don't think it has first strike unless I just didn't read far enough down. Alright, well, what do we do? They're really leaning hard on this sword, it looks like. Do we even care about the Relic of Progenitus? Equipped creature gets protection from black and from red. Can we race a sword? Or can we beat a Relic of Progenitus? 3 life a turn. I think we go after their land. It slows them down quite a bit. Keeps them off of whatever game plan they had set out to do. They don't get the construct. They don't get the relic. It might have been. That might be the greedy play though. They're hoping now to gain more life. And they can go back up to 10, and then I guess if they have a follow-up, we'll only hit them for 7. We're getting hamstrung by land. So I put 21 lands in the deck rather than something like 20. don't think we have any targets for this trigger. So it's if it was the one of the different sword, I think we might have been more interested in getting rid of that. But okay, they have 3 cards. They must have some kind of follow-up. That etched champion has protection from each color as long as you control 3 more artifacts. Protection from all colors. That's a good one for them, huh? Oh, another Psychic Frog. Well, so we can Fatal Push the Scourge. They're going to just switch the sword over to the Etched Champion, though. And then we're going to play a Gravecrawler. That's our plan. Look at all these Psychic Frogs. I can't because it's got protection from black, right? Alright, that's unfortunate. Okay, so we will instead do this. Psychic Frog time. If we attack here, it just bounces off. We could attack with the Gravecrawler and the Vengevine and get 2 points of damage in. Maybe, should we just go ahead and attack with the Stitcher Supplier too? We need it to get the Gravecrawler. Well, we have one in our hand. So at this point, let's see what we can do racing-wise. We'll see what they do. If they go ahead and swing out without any kind of follow-up or just hoping to gain life, we can theoretically make this guy into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We might be able to beat him that way. He's going to go gain some life. I don't think we can kill him yet because of this 3/3 lifelink. And it's got flying. Boo. And they get drew another Urza Saga. Then we just draw a land. We kind of want that land though. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. It becomes a 6, 7 with flying. And then they take 6, 8. Maybe that's the way to go. Hopefully they don't have like a solitude or something and then blow us out. So that's 4, 7. They'll go to 4. Alright, we'll stop there. And hold on to our Fatal Push. And we get to draw a card. Very nice. I like it. And another Fatal Push. That's good for us. Alright, do they find an answer for this frog? So a lot more math here involved than I thought, but hopefully at this point we can get one more hit in, and before they can go fetch up some graveyard hate. Hopefully they don't just top deck some of it. That would be bad for us. So now they can not attack, I guess, is what they're going to probably end up. And then they'll gain 3, take 2, 4, 5, go up to 7, down to 2. Yeah, okay. Well, another Terror Sunder would be really good. Okay, well, we have the Fatal Push. I think we're just going to go... I think I want to give this flying, though. I mean, they were going to block there anyway, but... So they found... Oh, they're just going to make a construct. Fatal Push the construct. Do they have mana leak? Fatal Push the construct. I don't know if it matters. They're not dead yet. What a crazy game this has been. So they're gonna block and take 4. Probably should have just swung in with the Stitcher Supplier. Or they just okay? They're gonna block there. Fine. And they're gonna go get a relic. Yeah, they're gonna probably not want to do that. Being down to 1, yeah. Alright. So now opponent can make a construct and get some graveyard hate. Although at this point, I mean, our graveyard is not serving us very well anymore. It gives flying, but they have this, protection, obviously. We really need that Terra Sunder. I'm just going to go to Shadow Spear. Yeah, alright. Well, they're not even going to go for the graveyard. They're just going to go for lethal, maybe. Going to gain a bunch of life. Hit us for 8. Yeah, I mean, the tides are turning quickly, but they're having to think now if they do the math themselves. I wonder how this deck's going to perform without Psychic Frog and without, yeah, they can't, they're like, wait a minute, can't do that. And without having just 1 land in our opening hand. Still would like a Terra Sunder, I think. It's probably our best. Terra Sunder, get rid of this Vault Scourge, swing in for lethal. Hey, it's a Terra Sunder. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Let me just do the math. Protection from black and from red. Exile, and it's an artifact. So we exile that, give this flying, and swing in. Wow, what a lucky draw. I mean, there's no accounting for luck. Hopefully they don't have an answer. Alright, let's give this flying. Swing in. Do we just go for all of it? They're getting up to 5. No, I think we just go for that and hope they don't have an answer. Alright, well, opponent seems super nice. Um, and is playing a fun deck. And they disconnected. Alright. Anyway, the opponent seems super nice. And what a crazy game. I don't even know. Psychic Frog really, really, really showing off the power of the deck. Let me just, since my recording now continues, here's our deck list. My very first practice game with this particular deck. I have played a couple games with in the Vengevine strategy now, a couple matches testing out different versions, but with after losing to Psychic Frog, like literally just losing to the one card Psychic Frog is what it felt like when I was playing my Affinity Dragons deck. I was thinking, man, that card is so powerful, and you know what? It's going to be really good in a Vengevine strategy, and that's what inspired me to add it to this deck. As you see, Souls of the Lost, one of my favorite pet cards. Still trying to make that work. It could just be straight up better in a typical build of Vengevine, which is committed to the graveyard. But I love Souls of the Lost. And then Wight of the Reliquary, similar to Souls of the Lost, but for just gets +1/+1 for it's for the creatures. I don't have any lands to search up. I was thinking like, okay, well we do have the one as we saw in the last game, Cephalid Colosseum, which is kind of a could be a powerful land to search up. But I'm thinking maybe a Bajuka Bog in there to look to bring out against other graveyard strategies. I don't know what other silver bullet lands are good in modern right now. But yeah, that was yeah. We didn't even have our best. We had one landers each turn, each game. Um, we did get lucky in game one with a couple of Vengevines in the yard. Game two, we didn't really even get anything back from the yard. It was just straight up Psychic Frog, overpowering, getting too big. The flying is really relevant too, so being able to fill a yard that way to give it have cards to give it flying was relevant. But yeah, I'm gonna keep testing it. I'm glad I got one game in at least. I can post it to YouTube, let y'all see what I've been working on. I haven't had as much time as I would like, obviously, with my new job, a few other things going on in my life right now. All good, but just taking up time. So hopefully I'll get some of the more matches in the next few days. My Commander article is already up and on my website, and the deck tech's on YouTube, so I have some time tomorrow to work on keeping Modern Janky before next week. I'm going to move on to Pioneer Curious, trying out some Mardu Aristocrats in Pioneer. But for now, thanks for watching. This is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch y'all on the next one. This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Janky with Johnny Cycles. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my website, cyclesgaming.com, for original Magic the Gathering content. You can read about my Commander decks or my Janky Modern brews. My latest article is about the Zombie Precon and its effect on Commander. I give you a couple different deck lists. If you're interested in a science fiction/fantasy novel, be sure to check out my book, The Podcon. I'm publishing it serially, a couple chapters every month. Again, thanks for watching. Check me out on YouTube, Johnny Cycles. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.